Hey guys! Welcome back to another episode. Today we're stepping away from the library build and working on a little something else. And get ready for more nerd talk! If you like what you see, you know the drill. Like and subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Twitch. I go live on Saturdays. You can always change your mind in the future. Now let's roll! Okay, let's just get the elephant out of the room. I did add a few things off stream. I've started a mini cow farm just to ensure I have food, and so I can get leather. Yep, new layout. I've decided I don't like my other layout. It was bugging me for a while. So I've switched it back to this kind of layout instead, and I don't know if this is going to be the permanent layout. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm happy with, so layout may change a few more times before I'm satisfied, but I will get it to a point I'm happy eventually. At some point, there will be a layout I'm satisfied with. But for now, this is what I wanted to do. But anyway, I added cows so I have food and leather, because, you know, books. I need that for the library. And then I added a wheat farm to feed said cows, and honestly, I didn't need to make it this big. I didn't need to make it this big. Because I've already got plenty of food to feed the cows. I've already got plenty. I've been collecting sugarcane and stuff. So we have some emeralds that I've been trading off stream. For today, we are actually going to take a little break from the library, and we are going to start the house that the village breeder is going to be in. Specifically, we're going to start building the basement, which is going to be here. So we're going to build a staircase. We'll start with that. We're going to build a staircase. I think I want it to be 2. So we're going to start with this. I don't know how deep I want this stairway to be, but relatively deep. Actually, I have a reference to... Okay, so the thing itself needs to be 11 high. So... Fuck, I've got to do, like, math or some shit. Oh, God, not math. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so not yet. Up. And I was worried that was gonna happen. Yep, I was worried about that. Damn it. Okay. We're gonna have to do this the complicated way. Oh. Where? Okay, we are going to have to be complicated here. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna take this slow. Oh god, there's sounds. There's sounds. Okay, let's see here. Easy does it. Easy does it. Easy does it. Let's put wall here so I don't get myself killed. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Now let me get my torches back out so I can light this up. But, what have I been up to? What have I been up to, actually? That's a good question. I don't recall. Up. There went that. Hey! Made it. Oh, I've been binge watching a lot of Star Wars stuff lately. I've been watching so much Star Wars stuff. I've been watching a lot of really cool lore about Star Wars. So, like, there's lots of cool channels on YouTube that talk about the lore of the comics and that kind of stuff. There are audio dramas of Star Wars. All kinds of neat things. And I've just been really fascinated by those because I'm writing my own books, so learning about other fictional stories with elaborate lore and background is just super interesting to read about. And I just think it's super cool. So I've been reading a lot of that lately. And I've never actually finished watching the original trilogy. Yeah, I've watched the first movie. I've watched A New Hope, but I haven't seen the other movies. Like, I haven't seen the prequels, and I haven't really watched the rest of the original trilogy. Okay. Maybe a little deeper, just to be safe. Just a little. Hold on, let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so from here. Oh. Wow. I'm struggling with this. And I just totally forgot my counting. Hold on, I gotta do this again. This is the layer we want things on. Like this. So let me start with this. This is gonna be a bit inconvenient because this goes into the ravine, but it's fine. It's fine, we'll figure that out later. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But anyway, so I've been watching a lot of cool Star Wars. Shit, it's night. It's night. Fuck. Upstairs. Give me bed. Fuck you. Okay. Fine. Up here. There we go. Jeez almighty. But yeah, I've found the Star Wars lore very fascinating. Like, I think it's really cool. And I'm really interested in the characters and stuff. Like, my favorite Star Wars character is one of the more obscure characters. My favorite Star Wars character is Abeloth. And she is very obscure, but she's also one of, if not the most powerful characters in the Star Wars lore. And she's super cool and super creepy and super tragic. I think she's awesome. I actually, fun fact, I made a drawing of her a couple years ago. I drew some art of her because there isn't much art of her on the internet. And I was like, well, that just ain't right. Okay. Now, it's 11 high like it needs to be, but where the fuck do I go from here? I guess we'll start with, going 19 this way and that way. Oh. Okay, either the stairs... I need to make the stairs one wider, otherwise it's gonna be uneven, and that's gonna drive me crazy. That's gonna bug me. That's gonna bug me. No. My OCD will not have it! My OCD will not have it! Nope. Nope, it must be 3. It must be 3. Or the world is out of balance. Fuck that. Fuck that. I will not have this. It must be even. It must be even. Time to appease the OCD. Yes, immensely. There we go. Alright. That's better. There. Oh, and now I know where to start on the village breeder. Okay, sweet. That's good. I don't know if I'm gonna build that on stream or not, because that's going to require a lot of paying attention to a tutorial. But maybe I could pull it off, I don't know. It may not be very entertaining, though, because I'll have to be, like, mega focused, but we're not to that point yet, so we don't have to worry about it yet. Okay, let's see. So now we have to go 19. So 3, 4, 9. Alright, so now we're 9. So we're now 9 across. Okay, but now I can just do 5 on each side, so I don't have to do that back and forth thing. Alright. Let's do this. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Awesome. There we go. Boop. In other news, I was giving it some thought. I've been giving it some thought lately. And I've decided I'm ready to go back to conventions. So later this year, I'm gonna be going to a convention. And I'm really fucking excited to do so. 'Cause it's been 3 years since I last went to a convention. And I miss it something fierce. It's been so long since I've gone to a convention, and some of my fondest memories are at conventions. I've been to a few conventions. The first ever convention I went to was a steampunk convention, back when I was 14. And that was really cool. I think I've mentioned this before, I went with some family friends from church. They were going, and they invited me because they knew I was a nerd. 3 years and I'm ready to go back to conventions. Before the pandemic hit, I was really starting to feel burnout from conventions. I was starting to get kind of tired of going. 'Cause like at the last convention I went to back in 2019, I'd say, I just kind of was losing the energy to do stuff. So, on the last day, I told my parents I wanted to leave early. And we did. So, yeah, after that, I was just kind of tired of going to conventions. And then the conventions started getting canceled because of the pandemic. So I took that as a sign to take a break. But now that it's been 2 to 3 years, I am ready to go back. And I'm super excited for it. We still have to buy the tickets. We haven't bought the tickets yet. I'm not going to VidCon. I know VidCon's gonna be coming up later this year. And a lot of really cool live streamers are gonna be at it and stuff. Like, I know Tommy in it and Nikki Niachu. They're gonna be there, and that's really awesome. And I'd love to go to VidCon someday, but I'm not in the place to go yet. 'Cause, oh my god, just for funsies, I looked at the tickets. I looked at the prices for tickets at VidCon. Fuck, they're expensive. Just like, hello? What? Yeah, it's pretty damn pricey, alright. Honestly, that's kind of putting it lightly. Yeah, so I'm not going to VidCon. Maybe someday, later down the line, if I can afford it. Because I would love to go to VidCon someday. Someday, but not yet. There are a lot of conventions I want to go to someday, like Anime Expo. I want to go to Anime Expo so bad. Alright, here is this. Now, how far in does it go? 31. Okay, so this is 1. Yeah, Anime Expo looks awesome. I've wanted to go to Anime Expo since I was about 12. I've wanted to go to Anime Expo since I was 12 years old. Okay, hold on. 1. Wait, this is 2. 1, 2, 3, 29, 30, 31. Alright. I'll mark this real quick. Let's see. What are some memories I have from conventions? There are a lot of really cool artists that will sell their work at conventions, and I've always been tempted to do that myself. Because I think it's really cool. And I've talked to several artists there myself, and, asked them, how do you sell your art at a convention? Or, what materials do you use? How do you make prints? How do you make acrylic keychains? Those kind of things. Because I've always thought those are really cool. And the artists are so nice, and you know, if you ask them that kind of stuff, they will tell you. It's really cool. So, you know, I've asked for advice on making resin pieces because I started getting into resin. I talked about that on a previous stream, that over the past year or two, I've started making resin pieces. Well, I haven't recently because I've been out of resin for a while, and I haven't bought any yet because I don't have a respiratory mask, which I need before I try making anything resin again. Whoops, learned that the hard way. But thankfully, I'm fine. But yeah, lesson learned. So I'm not going to be making anything with resin again until I get a respiratory mask. Same with actually another one of my projects. I have a dream mask that I'm making for a dream cosplay, and it needs to be sanded because I put epoxy clay on it, and it's all lumpy and looks horrible on the mask right now, so it needs to be sanded to smooth it out, but I shouldn't do that until I get some protective gear. So that has been on hold for a while, but that's okay because I don't have anything else for the dream cosplay, so it's not like I'm in a dire hurry to get the mask done, so that's fine. Up, shit, sun's going down. Sleep. Fuck. I've met some really cool artists at conventions who've given advice on how to do things at convention, how to sell art pieces at conventions, and how to make certain types of art. Like I said, one of the things I listed off was acrylic keychains. So, you know, like those little plastic keychains with printed art. I've always wanted to make those. Like, I'd love to make those of some of my original characters. I think that'd be really fun. So, I asked how you go about making those, and some of the artists told me, which was really fucking cool. And, oh my god, it's so, conventions are evil, dude, because just, I cannot control my spending when I'm at conventions, because there's just so many cool things. And, you know, like, they got a bunch of nerdy anime stuff that usually you just buy online, but it's right there, it's so convenient. Like, if you want that Hatsune Miku figurine, you don't have to search the internet and then buy it online and wait for who knows how long for it to get to your house. You could just buy it right then and there and get it. So, yeah, it's evil, but but I love conventions, and I love shopping for stuff there. It's always so cool. I bought this really cute Halloween Lolita dress at a convention one time, and it actually fits me, which is a miracle. Which is unlike a pair of shorts that I bought there once. I bought a pair of shorts there, and they do not fit. So, yeah, and I didn't realize that until after we got home from the convention, so now I'm just kind of stuck with them. But I am taking sewing lessons. Well, I was taking sewing lessons, then COVID hit. But my aunt and I are planning to do sewing lessons again. So when we do get back to that, I'm probably going to ask my instructor. I have a couple clothing pieces I want to alter and or repair. So I'll probably take those shorts along with this dress I want to fix, and I'll ask her, hey, how can I alter this to fit me? I also have this dress that has this really frail fabric on the end that needs to be hemmed. Yep, future project. I have a lot of projects in mind. What are some other memories I have from conventions? Okay, so there's this one time at a convention. It was later in the evening. And I was just walking around. I didn't have anything to do, really. I didn't have any panels I was wanting to go to. And there was a couple of people playing with jumbo Jenga. So it was like one of those big versions of Jenga. Because the convention provided a few little things to mess around with when you're not going to a panel and that kind of stuff. Some people were playing Jenga, so I talked to them, and we ended up chatting for a bit, and they offered to let me play, and I said sure. So we were playing Jumbo Jenga, and they added their own penalty to the game, which was the Harry Potter Jelly Bean Bamboozle game. So if you knock the tower down, you had to pick a bean and eat it. And, the bamboozle beans, there's a 50-50 chance you're gonna get a gross one. But anyway, we go back and forth and play for a little bit. Some people get bad beans and that kind of stuff, and I'm very fortunate that I don't knock the tower over. So we get to the last round of Jenga, and the tower is getting super wobbly. It is not gonna stay up. And by the time it gets to me, it is so unstable, and I can just tell there is no possible way for me to win. The tower is just too unstable. It is wobbling like no end. So I decide to say, fuck it. So I knock it over purposely. The way I knocked it over, by the way, is I did a dab. I hit a dab that I smacked the tower over with a dab. That's how I took it down. So I'm just like, okay, I've accepted my fate. I go to get a bean, and I end up getting the blue bean, which is one that from my experience playing Bean Boozled, everyone tries to go for the blue one, because that one is one of the less 50-50 gross ones, because you can either get blue raspberry or toothpaste. So that one isn't too bad. That one isn't really gross. So, it's better than dog food or that kind of thing. From what I've heard, that one is like the worst of all of them. So I'm hoping to get the blue one, and I got the blue one. And the others were so pissed. It was hilarious. It was so good. So yeah, that was awesome. That was a fun little memory. What else? It was actually at a convention I discovered Junji Ito. I went to a comic panel because, I'm a writer and a comic artist, so there are often comic artists and authors and stuff at conventions, and they'll talk about that line of work. So whenever I see one of those panels, I usually go to them. So I go, and it's these artists, and they're talking about Junji Ito, and I had never heard of him before. So I was really curious, and they were talking about how he's this terrifying horror manga artist, and his work is very iconic with being just absolutely terrifying. So I decide during the panel, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look this guy up, because I'm curious. And I look him up, and the first photo I see is a photo of a cat with a bunch of spider legs and eyeballs coming out of its mouth. And out loud, without thinking, I say, holy shit! And the people running the panel just kind of laughed and went, yeah, his work's terrifying. And then later, at either the same convention, or it might have been the same convention a year later, but I go and I recognize Junji Ito's name, because one of the panels is just talking about Junji Ito and doing some live readings of some of his work. So I decide, I remember Junji Ito, they talked about it at that one panel I went to, so I thought, might as well go and check out his work, because I hadn't really checked out his work on my own time before that. And we read some of his manga, and it's really terrifying, but really cool. And after that, I just ended up getting hooked, and now I have several volumes of his work. Alright. What are some other memories? There was this one time during the masquerade, because I talked about this last stream? No, the stream before that. I was talking about, the cosplay masquerade, which certain conventions have, like specifically anime conventions. I don't know. Other conventions might have them. I don't know. I've not been to many conventions outside of anime conventions. I've only been to... Oh, wait, I've been to 3. Okay, more than I thought. Never mind. But masquerades are really, really cool. And there was this one time, it was actually probably the previous convention I went to. I was sitting in the audience waiting for the masquerade to start. And there's this guy sitting next to me, and he's drawing on an iPad. and using this program that looks really, really good. And I'm just like, whoa, that's so cool. I've been wanting to find a digital art program to use myself. And there's one available on iPad that looks that good and reliable. So I was like, hey man, what program is that? And he told me, oh, it's Procreate. I'm using it to get caught up on some commissions before the show starts. And I was like, oh, wait, that's so cool. What is the program called? And he's like, it's Procreate. And oh. It appears I've been caught. I have a confession to make. I may have started exploring the ravine off stream. Let's do the walk of shame. So, this guy, he writes down the name of the program in my sketchbook. In my sketchbook, and I go and check it out when I get home, and I've been using Procreate ever since. It is, I love it. It's such a good program. I didn't get as much done as I would have liked, but I did get a big chunk of this dug out. And I'll give it some thought if I want to leave this to continue working on the next stream, or if I want to dig the rest of it out off stream. I don't know. I'll think about it. But, yeah, my throat really hurts, so I think I'm going to call it here. And that's all for today. While I didn't get as much progress done as I wanted, I'm still happy with what we're working with. So stick around if you want to see more. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Take care, darlings.